Morgan. I've had a lot of requests from people about making a video about telling the difference between nominative, accusative, and dative. That's going to be one of the trickier things to learn about when doing German. And what it really falls back on, at least at the start, is diagramming the sentences to know what the parts are. And that can be a slow, boring process, but the more times you do it, the faster it gets, and pretty soon, if you dedicate yourself to trying to do it and making yourself do it, it'll happen in your head really fast. And since you're willing to find this video and watch it, you're probably also willing to go through the steps to make sure you're doing it right, and that's awesome. Let's take a look here at the top. Here's our process for diagramming the sentence. Find the verb. The verb's the action in the sentence. It's what determines what's going on. Then nominative, accusative, and dative, these are objects in the sentence, nouns, people, places, things, or they can be pronouns, which are also people. And so we find that verb and we ask ourselves, who or what is doing the action? Another way to say that is who or what is verbing. Put whatever the verb in the sentence is here, add the ing to it, and whoever is doing that is nominative. In English, that pretty much is the subject of the sentence. Accusative, in English, would be the direct object. We ask ourselves, who or what is having the action done to it? Another way to put that, who or what is being verbed? An easy way to think about that is if you say something like, the dog bites the man, we know that one person's doing the action, the dog, and another person's having the action done to them. The man, he's going to end up with teeth marks in his leg, and the dog's not, because one of the people in that sentence is doing the action, one is biting, and the other is being bitten. Okay, then sentences might also have something that's dative, which is an indirect object, and that's going to be to whom or for whom the action is being done. If you have that same dog biting sentence, and the dog was biting a man because his owner sicked the dog on him, then that's starting to get to our direct objects. One thing we can't forget though is prepositions. Prepositions make a prepositional phrase, and that can communicate some of the information that would be accusative or would be dative, but a prepositional phrase is never going to answer one of these questions. So you have to watch out for that, because it can be easy if you're not actually asking yourself these questions to think that the prepositional phrase is one of these, and then you'll get the endings wrong. So is there anything else I should tell you about these? I think that's enough for now. Oh, just to be sure, prepositions, as you're learning them, you're learning that a case goes with them. Für is always accusative. Mit is always dative. Then there are some that can be the two-way prepositions. Is it moving across a boundary? Then it's accusative. Is it stationary? Then it's dative. And one of the things when you're learning the prepositions, you have to memorize whether it's an accusative preposition, a dative preposition, or a Wechsel preposition, two-way preposition. So I thought we'd start off with some English to make sure we get the idea down before we go down to the German here. So we start off with a simple sentence like I run. First thing we need to do is find the verb run. Nominative, who or what is doing the action? Who or what is verbing? Okay, so we can say who or what is running. Well, that's I. So that we know I is nominative, and we know that run is the verb. And every sentence is going to have a subject and a verb. So every sentence is going to have something that's nominative, and it's going to have a verb. The other parts of a sentence might be there, or they might not. So they can be optional. You might have something that's dative, but nothing that's accusative. You might have something that's accusative. You might have something that's accusative and 2 or 3 prepositional phrases, and nothing that's dative. But nominative, you are going to have something nominative, and you are going to have a verb. The other parts might be there or might not, depending on what you want to say. Let's look at example number 2. We'll do something similar, and I picked these examples because I think the verbs are pretty obvious and easy to find for you. So, he punches his sister. We find the verb, that's the first part here, punches. Then we ask ourselves, who or what is punching? Okay, we know that that is he. That means he is nominative. And then we ask ourselves the next question. Who or what is having the action done to it? Who or what is being verbed? Who or what is being punched? Oh, sister. So that's accusative. This is a verb. This is nominative. She shoots a gun. Another fairly simple sentence. Find the verb. Okay, that one's easy with this. Shoots. That's the action here. Then, who or what is shooting? She is shooting, so she is nominative. And then, who or what is having the action done to it? Who or what is being shot? And I know this says verb plus ed, so we could say who or what is being shooted, and we would get the idea, but, shot would be the correct way to say it in English, so I'm going to use that. The gun is, that means a gun would be accusative. This would be a direct object if it was in English. It's accusative in German. We get down here, now we have a little bit more complex. We have 1, 2, 3 different objects in here, right? A man, a mother, and a letter. So we'll do the same thing. We look for our verb, there it is, sends. Okay, who or what is doing the action? Who or what is sending? Well, he is sending something. So he is nominative. Then we ask yourself, who or what is having the action done to it? Who or what is being verbed? Who or what is being sent? His mother or a letter? Well, we're pretty sure the letter is going through the mail, so we know that because that's what makes sense. He is not sending his mother to a letter, he is sending a letter to his mother. So we know that a letter is accusative. And then his mother is still something we need to figure out the case of. We know it's not nominative, we know it's not accusative, so let's look at dative. To whom or for whom is the action being done? To whom or for whom is all this letter sending being done? Oh, it's for his mother. Easy enough, his mother is dative, letter is accusative, he is nominative. And the last one, I run to the store. We find the verb, run. Who or what is running? I am. I is nominative, run is the verb. Now we have store. So we ask ourselves, who or what is being verbed? Who or what is being runned? Well, store doesn't make sense there, so we won't say that it's accusative. To whom or for whom is all the action being done? Is all this running being done for the store? No, nope. That doesn't make sense either. Now, let's look. Oh, don't forget the prepositions. We do see a preposition here. To the store. So we know that this is a prepositional phrase, and then if this was a German sentence, we'd ask ourselves, okay, what case does to use? What type of preposition is to? Is it nominative, accusative, dative? I shouldn't have said nominative because that's not a preposition. There are no nominative prepositions in German. So then we would use that. Now let's look at some German examples. Oh no, we've scrolled down, so now we can't see the sentences. Really, we want you to memorize those, that way you can work through them, although then it'll become second nature to you. Ich laufe. Similar to this one right here. What is the verb? Laufe. Okay, who or what is doing that action? Ich. Nominative, verb. Where's our verb here? Wir kaufen ein Buch. Kaufen is the verb, we're buying. Now, who or what is being bought? Who or what is buying? Wir. We are buying. Who or what is being bought? The book. So we are doing the buying, so we are nominative. The book is being bought, so it is accusative. Ich schneide den Hamburger. I cut the hamburger. Okay, so we get our verb, schneide. Then we have to go through the questions. Who or what is cutting? Ich. I am cutting, so that means ich is nominative. Who or what is being cut? Well, the hamburger, so that makes the hamburger accusative. Then we have nothing else, so we're done with that one. Du sendest ein paar E-Mails. Okay, you send a few emails. Let's look at our verb right here, sendest. Who or what is doing the sending? You are, so you are nominative. Who or what is being sent? A few emails are being sent. As I'm going through this, it seems to make sense to me. Maybe you might want to pause this run through these questions with these, and then you can check and see how well you're doing. Okay, let's go on here and run through them. What is our verb? Geba. Who is doing the giving? I am. I am nominative. Who or what is being given? The radiovecker is being given, so the radiovecker is accusative. To whom or for whom is all this giving being done? My mother. So my mother is dative. Next sentence. Kauft. There's our verb. Who or what is doing the buying? He. He is doing the buying. He is nominative. Who or what is being bought? Is he buying a radiovecker or a mother? He's buying an alarm clock. Radiovecker then is accusative. To whom or for whom is all this radio alarm clock buying being done for? Oh, we don't see an answer to that here. But we do notice that für is a preposition. So this whole thing is a prepositional phrase. And because für is an accusative preposition, this whole thing is accusative. Phew, next one. Ich bekomme viele Katze. I'm getting a lot of cats. Bekomme is our verb, get. Who or what is getting? I am getting, so I am nominative. What is being gotten? The cats are being gotten, so this is accusative. Last one here. Sie sendet ihrem Vater ein Radio. She sends her father a radio. So we look at there, we have sendet. There is our action. Who or what is doing the sending? She is doing the sending. And then we say who or what is being sent. Well, a radio is being sent, so radio is accusative. And then to whom or for whom is all that radio sending being done? For her father. So basically, that's what diagramming the sentence is all about. Find the verb, ask yourself these questions to find the parts, and don't forget about the prepositions because they can have a big effect too. And then you'll be able to tell what case all the parts of the sentences are in. The next thing you would need to know to be sure you're getting everything right, and I guess I should have written this out beforehand, but I didn't think of it. Masculine, feminine, neutral, plural. You have to know what the endings are, right? Because if you don't know what the endings are, then you're really stuck. I mean, it doesn't matter if you know what the case is if you don't know what the endings are. Genitive is something at least my class hasn't done yet, but just to make sure this video is good for anybody at any level, we'll toss that in there. So we're just going to say der, and then we're going to also put our eins in there. What does that change to for accusative? Dein and einen. Then we have dem and einem, and then we have days and eines. We go down, we have die or eine. Accusative is still actually die or eine. Dative is where things really change up. It's either der or einer, and then we have der or einer for genitive, possessive as well. Neutral, das / ein, and that's actually still either das or ein for there too. Gets to be dative, really changes up, and then there we go. That would be genitive too. Plural, for most of it, is very we can't use eine because you can't have something that's plural. So with die meine, accusative would still be die and meine. This would be der and mein. Nope. I'm trying to rush because there's a 15-minute time limit and I'm at over 14 minutes. Den and einen, oops, plus an n on the noun that relates to it, and we have der and einer. So that's one of the two charts I'm going to be asking you to memorize, over like a whole 4 years of German, so you'd want to be sure you know that. And then you'll be very well prepared to speak German in a very grammatically perfect way. And